Thank you, Joseph. Well, for those who don't know me, I'm Christopher Chandler. Some of you might know my father, Brian Chandler, from Whan Tong Agencies. Well, basically, just to give you a little brief history into us, our company has existed for over 50 years, and our flagship brand, as most of you might know, is Delta Faucet. We've been together with Delta Faucet for close to 30 years. We're with them for 28 years now. So what I'll be going through with you today is to just go through some of what Delta's technologies are. We have from PEX lines to touch technology to magnetic docking for the kitchen faucet and a variety of stuff. Magnetic docking technology, where a magnet safely keeps the wand in place for added convenience. And this is the Arctic stainless steel finish. Now, Delta has in this many technologies. You have the diamond seal valve, which is a ceramic valve, which lasts a lot longer than industry standard, 5 times longer. You have the PEX lines, which go straight to the angle valve. So the good thing with PEX lines, and if people are familiar with PEX, is that PEX can withstand a lot of pressure. PEX has been tested to withstand about 300 psi of pressure. And with 3/8 goes straight to the angle valves. Now, one common practice among some installers is that you can see it's a very long line, it's a very long lead. So some of them might cut the PEX line and then connect with a ferrous. However, the PEX is very flexible. So it is advised that you don't do that and you connect straight to your shut-off valves. Another good thing with this is I will talk about Delta's finishes. You have something with Delta called Brilliance Finish. Brilliance is an anti-tarnish finish. Brilliance has lasted and has done very well for us when it comes to beach houses, houses that are near the sea blasts. The finish on it would not tarnish based on those conditions. The actual finish is embedded into the actual brass through a technology, and it basically fuses it together with the brass itself. So in this faucet alone has many of Delta's technologies in it. I'll also talk about one more technology that we've been quite successful with in terms of their shower heads and shower systems, which is called H2 Kinetic. H2 Kinetic is a type of shower system or technology where it molds and sculpts the water droplets, thereby making the water feel as though you're getting more water, but in essence, it's saving up to 30% water. So it's actually trying to trick the consumer into feeling as though, hey, this feels like a great shower. The droplets are a lot bigger. It's the dynamics of the water droplets retain more heat and everything about it. And on top of that, too, it's self-cleaning. The shower head, which I will pass around, the shower head nozzles are a little bit bigger than standard nozzles, so that the water, when exiting, it's pretty much impossible for it to ever get clogged. So under the Delta umbrella, you have H2O Kinetic technology. You have PEX lines that go straight up into the faucet. This was done to prevent lead from ever getting into the faucet. So in the past where you had the brass lines and everything and water's passing through that, lead can get into the water. Whereby with PEX now, lead cannot, it's lead-free, right? This, of course, is based on many laws that are, of course, in the United States that you have to have lead-free faucets. They also have water-saving features like I spoke about, from aerators that conserve water for public places or for hotels. You also have the H2 Kinetic, which I just spoke about, the magnetic docking system, the Brilliance anti-tarnish finishes for the faucets, and the diamond seal technology cartridge. All right. Let me also talk about other brands that Whan Tong has under its umbrella, because a lot of people know Whan Tong for Delta for the past 28 years. So let me talk about other brands that we also carry. We also carry another brand called Hansgrohe, which is from Germany as well. And based on the presentation before, you learned that Hansgrohe was started by Hans Grohe, and then his predecessor, or his, I believe it was one of his sons, Friedrich, went off and had a different company called Grohe. Well, we also have been distributing or selling Hansgrohe in Trinidad for 6 years. And just like I believe you had rightfully said something about, sir, that you had said something about the 3/8 connection. Well, yeah, because it's come from Germany, you would get adapters in every Hansgrohe package that Whan Tong would put into it so that you can get back to your 1/2" or 3/8 connection in Trinidad. So I want to talk about another brand that we carry, which is Twyford. Twyford is a toilet brand. A lot of you may have had dealings with Twyford. Very, very much popular, like how Armitage is down here. How many of you have had run-ins or dealings with your flush valve system, the press button toilets? Yeah, quite a bit. How many of you have had problems with it? Yeah? Right. What is the number one problem you've been having with it? It's sticking. All right. So let me show you what the flush valve is about and why it's doing that. The hard water would cake up along the mechanism, along where it's supposed to slide up and down, right? Thereby making the apparatus stick from time to time. So what happens is that the user now has to often take it out and clean it. Now there's different ways as to how you can get about doing this, whether if the person is living in a very hard water environment, well then we would always recommend putting in some sort of filter. If they can't afford that, simple grease or something so that water doesn't adhere or stick to it, just like, just apply some kind of grease to it. Another thing too is it's very simple to maintain or fix. A lot of people would complain that their toilet is always running. How many of you all run into that problem? The reason for that is that the water or the caking up is going to affect around the diaphragm here, around the rubber gasket here. So easy thing to do is just slip it off, clean it, and before you even tell them to buy a new one, a trick of the trade, flip it over. By flipping it over, you get one more life out of it, right? But regardless, these sell, well, we sell these and we have these selling throughout the year at very affordable prices. So it's always good for customers to just buy extras or anything that they want to do. But it's a very simple installation. And for a lot of our customers, when we show them how simple it is to do this sort of maintenance, they're at ease because they know that they don't have to call a plumber at the middle of the night. Not that they don't love you guys, but they must also respect your time. They can do it themselves. It's a very simple process to maintain. Other things that Whan Tong does is we have, of course, this is one thing, this is toilets, and I will also talk about another brand of toilet that we carry on the market, which is S-Trap. I find that a lot of new house constructions and a lot of renovations are going towards S-Trap toilets. So I will talk about one more brand or one more product that we have already been carrying in Trinidad, and it's been quite a success because of, one, price point, two, the dependability and the power the toilet operates at. So this product is already available and has been selling through Whan Tong for the past year. It's been quite a success, and the feedback on it is that the flushing mechanism, the flushing power in the toilet is remarkable for it being a gravity-fed toilet. It's not pressure-assisted. You notice that the mechanism on the inside is a regular fill valve. Fluid Master works in it, and it's a 3-inch flapper ball. Everything is either available, repair parts available through Whan Tong or anywhere at your closest hardware, your closest reputable hardware. One more thing that we also wanted to talk to you on as Whan Tong being a supplier in plumbing industry, is I believe a gentleman had a question about drains. As with the introduction of larger shower heads and bigger shower systems that output larger amounts of water, then yes, Whan Tong also carries linear drains. Linear drains that could output up to 9 gallons per minute, or we even have ones that output 20 gallons per minute, depending on what your use is for. So with Whan Tong, our common practice is to, of course, ask the client what they want. When they specify, yeah, I want a larger shower head available, well, then we must specify that you get the largest drain available too, so that your water is not going to pool up inside your shower area. It makes no sense to put a large shower head and an 1.5-inch drain, right? The standard right now is, at least, I think for a lot of plumbers these days, are putting 2-inch drains. You could even increase that to 2 drains. Some of our clients have gone with putting in 2 drains. But the good thing with a linear drain, if any of you have had experiences, how many of you have had experience or know what linear drains are? Have you all ever seen the long drains in shower areas? The long troughs that water just escapes into? Right. I could show you an example of that soon. But linear drains are quite popular now, and they definitely help with that water output when you specify a large shower head for your client. You could get them in chrome, brushed nickel, or even if your client is going to go with the oil rod bronze, the kind of black oil rod bronze finish. I'd like to thank you for staying and everything, and I'd like to close and pass you back on to Joseph for the closing remarks.